Speedify 16 is here, and it is a big release. You guys are going to want to update. Let me show you what's going on here. There's really three major new features. First, there's the traffic graph. You'll see this right away when you install Speedify. It is the first graph now in the row, and it's showing two things. It's showing the traffic you're sending up from your computer and the traffic you're getting down from the internet on one graph. The other one, what used to be called usage, is now called networks. And this is showing the same information, but it's showing the total in both directions broken down per connection. So now you can go back and forth and figure out exactly what's going on if you're trying to figure out what's happening with your internet. There's still latency, loss, and of course the local graph, which shows traffic which is going around Speedify. The next cool feature is that we've got a new major mode for you under the bonding mode. There is now a load balance option. Before we had, of course, the speed mode, which bonds for speed. It creates a tunnel to the server and divides your packets among them to get the speed of all your connections added up. And there was redundant mode, which would connect to the server and send all of your packets on more than one internet connection each. So this gave you a really solid connection. Even if cables got cut, things got pulled, all of your carriers had bad signal, you'd still get through. Not necessarily very fast, but you'd get through. The new option is local load balancer. Local load balancer does not connect to a server at all. Speedify takes over all of your internet connections when you use this. And instead, every time a new flow to or from the internet starts, it picks one internet connection to put it on. So if you have multiple internet connections at the same priority level, like primary, it'll load balance among them, putting half your downloads on one and half on the other. Now, this is really cool, especially if you have a lot going on. If you're on a router with lots of clients, if you're using BitTorrent perhaps, where you end out with lots of sockets, you can spread them across all of your internet connections. And if they fail, it will, within a few hundred milliseconds, notice the problems and switch down to the next level. So from when primary fails, it goes to secondary. When secondary fails, it goes to backup. This can be great for like point of sale, right? Point of sales in a store. They don't need to bond a bunch of internet connections for maximum speed. They're just running some credit cards. For that situation, that's where this local load balancer can be perfect. So you set your main Wi-Fi, your main Ethernet from your carrier to primary, and then you set your cellular modem to secondary or backup. And then as long as things are working fine, Speedify will just use the primary connection. It'll be a normal internet connection, just going out your internet connection, not going through any more hops. But the moment it fails, your very next credit card transaction will go out that secondary or backup cellular connection. So not quite as smooth. You can't have a single connection to or from the internet move around between adapters. And you can't spread a single download across multiple. But if you have a lot going on, the different things get spread among the internet connections. And a lot of people have been asking for this because some people just want that fault tolerance. The third and really exciting thing, for those of you with routers, this is probably the most exciting thing, is our new performance enhancing proxy mode. For those of you with router licenses, whether it's on an OpenWRT router, a GLI net, one of these beautiful Miri X510 powered by Speedify routers, you now can get the performance enhancing proxy. It's turned on by default if you have a router license. And what it does is it actually rewrites all of your TCP traffic the second it hits the router into a Speedify proprietary protocol that is much less affected by latency, by loss, by jitter, and ships it efficiently across your bonded internet connections, then turns it back to TCP on the other side. On a lot of devices, we are seeing huge speed ups. There are a lot of scenarios where, the Miri X510 is more than twice as fast because it can combine different connections with different latencies. It's much less affected by the small packet sizes you get across Wi-Fi. This has turned out to be a big problem for Speedify now that we're on routers. Speedify is very efficient sending huge packets across the internet. But clients coming across Wi-Fi can't send huge packets because Wi-Fi doesn't support that. Now with the performance enhancing proxy, we rewrite those small packets into large packets to efficiently send them across the internet with our proprietary protocol. And when they come back as large, efficient packets, We'll break them up into the small packets Wi-Fi needs, and everything works smoothly. It is really a huge speed up for any of you using routers, and it's turned on by default, and you should give it a try. So Speedify 16 is out now. It's available for all operating systems, iOS, Android, Mac, Windows, Linux, OpenWRT. Either go to your favorite app store, we're in all of them, or go to Speedify, click the download button, and you can get downloads or links to the appropriate app store right from there in one convenient spot. Check it out, and we'll see you online.